First up, let's go over how to turn on that always on display. You're gonna swipe down from the top of the screen and tap on this icon in the second row in the middle. This is your always on display. And basically, when your screen goes to sleep, you'll still be able to see the time on the screen. But here's what it looks like in the always on display mode. You're gonna see the screen go off, but you'll still be able to see the time. And sometimes it'll show a few other things on screen as well. The cool thing is just about any watch face that you turn on will have an always on display, and it's a really nice showing. So right now the screen is dim, or the screen is off, but guess what? I can still see the time. It's just a lot dimmer. Now, one thing to note, when you have this turned on, it will drain more of your battery. So I wouldn't encourage you to keep this on all the time, maybe for certain events or certain environments, but not always. Next up, we can program double tapping our home button to launch the app of your choice or the action of your choice by doing this. We're gonna swipe down from the top of the screen, tap on the settings wheel in the upper right corner. We're gonna swipe, so we'll start at the top here. You'll swipe down to buttons and gestures. From here, the first option is going to say double press. And the second option is going to say press and hold. It's referring to this top button with the orange outline. So if I double press the button, I can have it launch a specific app or command. So for double press, I'm gonna just tap on the option here, and I can go through a list of shortcuts that I can program. Now, one of the most useful features that I tend to use often is the water lock. Now that's if you were to take a shower or go swimming, you can turn on this water lock feature so that the screen will disable and you won't feel your watch constantly vibrating from the water. So this is a cool option to enable. So now if I double press on that home button, it will automatically water lock the watch so that the touchscreen no longer works. Now disabling this is super easy. I'm simply going to hold on that home button one time until I see this, and then you'll have to press it again. There you go. And now we're out of that water lock setting. So that's one option of something you can launch. Now I'm going to change it one more time. I can also just have it launch a specific app. So we can go through the list here. Maybe you want it to go right to your Audible so you can listen to your audiobooks. That's a cool option. You can have it launch your calculator, your calendar, or even your camera controllers. Now out of the box, your phone is going to be set where when you long press the button, it will launch the Bixby Assistant. Now some of you might say, that's okay, but can I have it launch Google Assistant instead? I'd much rather use that. Well, let me show you how to do that next. I'm a bigger fan of the Google Assistant versus Bixby, so I would like to switch it. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is swipe down from the top of the screen. We're gonna go to our settings. We're gonna go back to buttons and gestures. Now for the press and hold, if we tap here, this is where we would switch from the Bixby Assistant to the Google Assistant. Now again, by default, it's gonna be set to Bixby. Mine is already switched to the Google Assistant. And now, whenever I press and hold the button just like this, it will launch the Google Assistant, and then it will follow those commands. Next up, how to turn on the watch only mode. Now in this mode, it's a great option if you're trying to conserve battery life. You can simply switch the watch into watch only mode where it will only show the time, and that's it. So we'll swipe down from the top of the screen, tap on the settings wheel in the right corner. You're gonna scroll all the way up to battery. And from here, swipe up until you get to watch only. To get 5 days and 3 hours of use, turn on watch only, which turns off everything except the watch face when you press the home key. So we're gonna turn this on. Tap turn on here, give it a few seconds. And now you can only activate the watch when you tap on the home button, and this is what it will show. I know this is basic, but if you find yourself in a situation where your battery is low and you really need your watch to at least be able to give you the time if nothing else, you'll want to enable the watch only mode. Now to turn it off is really easy. You're going to simply hold down on that home button, give it a few seconds, and you'll see a pop-up that'll let you know that it's going out of that mode. There you go. Once you see Samsung, simply let go of the button and it will take you back to full watch mode. For our last tip, I want to go into the wearable app and I want to go to watch settings and swipe up to the safety and emergency section. And I want to encourage you to turn on this feature. One is going to be the hard fall detection and the emergency SOS feature. Now, the hard fall detection is going to basically send a notification alert to friends or family if you have a really hard fall. And I believe they say it can detect an accident as well. Don't quote me on that part, but essentially any violent movement that is out of the ordinary, it will detect it and it will send an alert to anyone that you've listed under your emergency contacts. So obviously for all these features to work properly, you do need to set it up first. So take a few seconds or take a few minutes and set it up, starting with your medical information. For example, if you have any very specific medical conditions that a medical personnel would need to know in order to operate on you properly, then you should fill them out in here. For example, if you have low blood sugar or maybe you take a certain medication, different things like that. You can plug all this information in here. So if someone was working on you, they could look at your watch and essentially have all the information they would need to give you the proper care. So you'll want to set this up first. Next, you'll want to go to emergency contacts and you'll want to add in at least 2 or 3 emergency contacts, whether it is a parent, a spouse, a girlfriend, a good friend, but have them programmed in here. And then you'll want to turn on share during emergency calls and texts. So that way it is going to ping these emergency contacts to let them know that you are in trouble and you need help. And lastly, in the emergency SOS feature, now this is the feature that you would turn on yourself. Let's say you find yourself in an earthquake or some type of very, like bad situation. You can tap the home button 5 times and it will trigger this feature automatically. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it will trigger this emergency SOS mode. And then from there, you can have it call 911. You can have it send a ping. So this is the other feature you'll want to turn on called share info with emergency contacts. It's going to send them an SOS alert saying I need help, and it will send them your location. And in some cases, it will take a voice recording of what's happening for a duration. So anyway, this is great to turn on because in the event of an emergency, it's a way for you to send out sort of a help to the people that would care the most about you to make sure that they can find you. And obviously, lastly, is turning on that hard fall detection. Let's talk about how to turn on the theater mode. You're going to swipe down from the top of the screen and tap on the mode button in the upper left corner. This will take you to your mode options. We're going to tap on theater and it will automatically put your watch in the theater mode, which will dim down the screen and put your notifications on vibrate. Now, if you want to adjust the settings further, you can swipe down from the top. In the upper right corner, tap on the settings wheel, go to modes, and then tap on theater mode. And here you can actually set the duration of how long your watch is in the theater mode, and it'll automatically go off after that set duration. Mine is set for 2 hours. So after 2 hours, it'll automatically turn off the theater mode, but you can turn it up to even more, 3 hours or 4 hours. And here it shows you in the theater mode, it's going to turn off the always on display. It's going to turn off the touchscreen to wake, and it's going to silence all of your notification sounds and timers so that it doesn't go off while you're in the theater. Tip number 2, swipe down from the top of the screen. We're going to tap on the settings wheel in the upper right corner. We're going to go back to modes. This time, go to sleep, and you'll want to schedule your sleep mode to automatically come on at a certain time of the night by tapping on this switch here. Now, just to show you, when your sleep mode is on, it's going to automatically turn off the always on display. It's going to turn off the raise wrist to wake and the touchscreen to wake. and it's gonna put all your notifications on Do Not Disturb. This will actually help you conserve battery life at night, and it will avoid your watch from constantly vibrating when notifications are coming through your phone. We're gonna toggle this switch on, and you can set a schedule of what days and times you want it to come on at certain times. I'm gonna tap on Set Schedule, and by default, it's set to 10 p.m., but you can adjust that obviously accordingly depending on how your sleep schedule is. You can swipe to the left as well to set the end time when you want the sleep mode to automatically go off as well. Number 3, this tip is a great one for when you go into the shower or when you go swimming with your watch on. This will turn on the water lock feature, which basically disables the touchscreen so that your watch is not constantly vibrating because of the touch of the water. We're gonna swipe down from the top of the screen, swipe to the left, and tap on the icon in the bottom right corner. And now the water lock is enabled. And as you can see, when this is on, the touchscreen is not functional. To turn this off, you're simply going to hold on the power button in the right corner. Hold. You'll want to hold it for 2 seconds, okay? 1,000, 2, 1,000. It always does this ejecting water feature first for a couple of seconds, and then it will turn off. And as you can see, now my touchscreen is working again just like normal. Number 4, let's talk about how to rearrange your tiles when you swipe left and right on your watch. Right now, when I swipe through my watch, I see very specific tile screens. These are called tiles, but some of these I don't really use, and so therefore I would either like to delete them or move them to a different spot on the screen so that I don't see them as frequently. So let's swipe over to the main screen, and let's start here. And I'm going to swipe over, and I'm going to start on this tile screen, which basically shows me my activity for the day. I'm going to press down and hold for 1 second. It'll take me to this screen. Now notice in the upper right corner, you'll see that little red minus in the corner. And so for example, for this particular screen here, I don't use it too often. So I can hit the minus and it's going to remove that tile altogether. And same for this weather icon. I don't really use this tile, so I'm going to remove that one. And let's see. Here's my schedule, for example. Now, guess what? I would like my schedule to be closer to the beginning of my swipe. So I'm going to hold down for 1 second and I'm going to drag it left. And this will allow me to change the position of where it shows up. Now, if you bring it all the way to the left, now when I'm on the main screen or the home screen, when I swipe left, it's the first thing I will see. Now this next tip is super helpful and I guarantee you're going to be using this one a lot. This one is Find My Phone. Guess what? Your watch is always going to be on your wrist, but your phone can get lost. So by swiping down from the top of the screen and swiping left again, tap on the icon in the upper right corner. This will ping your phone and your phone will make this sound, helping you to locate it. I definitely know I'll be using that one for sure. Hey guys, don't forget to hit that like button down below if any of these tips were helpful or you learned for the first time. For our next tip, I'm going to show you how to program a gesture. There's some cool gesture features that are built in, and one of them is called a knock knock gesture. Now, to turn this on, we're going to swipe down from the top of the screen, and we're going to tap on the settings wheel in the upper right corner. And from here, we're going to go up to buttons and gestures. We're going to swipe up to the knock knock gesture. And the knock knock gesture is basically doing this with your hand. So obviously watch on your hand, do a knock knock, and it will trigger an app or an action like this. We're going to tap on select an option, and we can swipe through a list of options or apps that you can trigger to turn on whenever you knock your hand twice like this. Now, I'm going to switch it to messages, And this will be a cool way to trigger my messages whenever I want to just check to see if I have a new text message. Let's give it a try now. There we go. And my text messages came right up, and I can start scrolling through to see what new messages are there and what I want to respond to. All right, guys, this brings us to the end of our video. Let me know in the comment section down below what tip was your favorite that I went over in the video. And best believe I will be back with a part 3. I have even more tips and hidden features to share, so make sure you come back for that video. If you haven't already done so, hit that like button down below. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more videos. Take care, and as always, have a good one.